Cash. You and your family weren't exactly close, am I right?
Cash's family are 4 unnamed characters that appear in Manhunt, held hostage in the mission Strap for Cash and View of Innocence. Their background was never officially stated, but some comments from Starkweather imply they may not want anything to do with Cash due to his conviction. They weren't present when Cash was facing his final moments in the Darkwood's penitentiary, and it is also unknown how exactly they were kidnapped. Some unknown time between Cash's execution and prior to his arrival in Carcer City Zoo, 4 of his family members have been kidnapped by Starkweather's personnel, likely the Cerberus, and taken to the zoo. They have been gagged and tied to posts by the war dogs in order to bait Cash.
Hold up, Cash. You and your family weren't exactly close, am I right? It's just that I thought it would be nice to have a surprise reunion. But these war dogs didn't see it my way, and they've taken matters into their own hands. They're using them as bait, Cash. Bait! I know! I can hardly believe it myself. Each time they spot you, these war dogs are going to execute one of your beloved family.
When Cash arrives at the inner area of the zoo, he's warned by the director about his family, and that the war dogs will execute them if they spot him. Cash is ordered to free at least one of his family members as part of the Snuff film. When Cash frees any of them, he instructs them to run away and leave the zoo to find safety.
Get out of here! Run!
Although you can rescue all 4, it is possible to do exactly as Starkweather instructs, saving just one. And if all members die, the Snuff film ends.
Okay, we need to bump up the murder rate here. Plow on.
Go on, run, you idiot! Okay, you're okay. Go!
Guess what you have to do to open the shark's mouth? Go rescue your family.
Don't stop until you're out of here.
You rescued them all. I knew I'd bring the hero out in you.
Prior to the events of View of Innocence, at least one of Cash's relatives are freed by him, and are immediately recaptured and taken to Carcer City Mall. Afterwards, he or she is murdered by an Innocence member inside of a store, in order to record a tape for Cash to locate within the mall as part of the Snuff film.
So, how are we doing, Cash? Enjoying it so far? I thought you could do with a little R&R, so I've arranged a special screening just for you. It's work in progress, but I think you'll appreciate it. I've hidden a tape and a video camera in the mall. Find them.
When Cash arrives at the mall, Starkweather instructs him to look for the tape, as well as a broken video camera, and find a way to watch it.
Now all you need is the camera.
Do it!
Oh, hell. That's the camera with the broken screen. I told those guys. No problem. There's a TV in a bar somewhere around here. Does nothing fucking work around here? You're gonna have to see if you can turn on the power in the basement. Beautifully done, Cash. Now just toddle back up to the bar and enjoy the show. You must understand, Cash. I could never let them go. Where were family when you were facing your final moments in the chamber anyway. You've left your old life, your old self behind. I'm all the family you need now.
After watching the first moments of the tape, Cash becomes enraged by his family member being killed, picks up the television, and destroys it. Even if Cash managed to free all 4 of his family members, the other 3 are never seen or heard from again. However, it is very likely that all of them were killed.
Well, what do you think of your new friend? You look good together, Cash. Really, you do. Now, get going. Entertain me.
The Tramp is a minor character appearing in Manhunt. He is a drunk, homeless man, and an extra in the Snuff film that James Earl Cash is forced to participate in, whom he must escort and protect in the drunk driving mission.
Okay, you two be careful now.
Unlike most other characters, the Tramp's background was not elaborated on during the game, or in any other official media for Manhunt. The instruction manual, however, suggests he was already on another one of Starkweather's Snuff films, as there was a movie from Valiant Enterprises named The Tramp Who Knew Too Much. But even if this is true, that the Tramp we see in this mission is the same one seen in that movie, it's unknown if the Tramp truly works for Lionel Starkweather, or if he's just kept hostage like Pigsy. Actually, the title of the movie would seem to suggest that he was a victim. What is clear, however, is that the Tramp seems to be just a typical drunkard who always indulges himself in alcohol, while someone like Pigsy, on the other hand, is just an insane mass murderer who was formerly a successful snuff film star, much like Cash.
Bring back something to drink, would ya?
Some in-game comments by the Tramp give a few hints about his early life. He appears to have a strong dislike of authority figures and resents being ordered around. His comments mostly indicate his love for alcohol, and it is also unknown if he was always a homeless. Perhaps he was stuck in Carcer City all of his life, or maybe, like Cash, he could have been taken from the prison. There is just no way of knowing.
Where's your hobo buddy?
Cash himself dislikes the Tramp, with some lines telling him to shut up, while he checks ahead and even threatens to kill the Tramp if he makes too much noise while following him. This is because by the time Cash meets up with the Tramp, the death row inmate was furious by Starkweather's betrayal after coldly revealing his family being killed by the innocents after he rescues them from the war dogs, and Starkweather himself calling the Tramp his new friend is nothing less than a disrespectful tease. Despite this, Cash still has slight compassion, sometimes telling the Tramp to stay out of trouble when he orders him to hide. Then again, he is required to escort the Tramp, so is it really compassion if he needs him to live?
Stay here, out of trouble.
Whoever you are, I know you're here, and I'm gonna find you.
In the first moments of drunk driving, Lionel Starkweather goes on to tell Cash that he arranged some company for him because he looked lonely, a taunt from his side in reference to the newly discovered fate of Cash's relatives. The director tells the now betrayed Cash that the innocents locked said person in a guarded room nearby, and orders Cash to free him.
I've got a little surprise for you. You looked lonely, so I got you some company. Unfortunately, the innocents thought better of it and locked them up. You're gonna have to bust them up. Well, what do you think of your new friend? You look good together, Cash. Really, you do. I'll only open any gates if he's with you, alive and well. Now, get going. Entertain me.
After successfully taking out the babyface hunter guarding the makeshift prison, Cash, to his dismay, sees his company as nothing more than a dirty and inebriated homeless man. The director then orders Cash to take the homeless intoxicated man with him to Carcer Church as part of the Snuff film.
I told you, get that hobo safely to the gate, and I'll buzz you through.
Reluctantly, Cash must hide and protect the Tramp from the innocents along the path, as there are some locked gates blocking the way in certain areas, and the director will only let Cash proceed if the Tramp is with him.
Not man enough to cut it in Carcer, huh? Well, I'll show that bitch.
We've only got so many chumps for you to chew up. Make each one count. Oh man, you're playing these chumps like a maestro.
Move it.
I'm not blind, Cash. Where's your hobo buddy?
What the hell? This looks comfortable enough. We gonna get some liquor? Hey, you better come back for me, buddy.
Back him, kid. You know the deal, Cash. I open the door when I see your friend.
When Cash escorts the homeless man to the old tomb behind the church, which has an exit to the street, the scene is cut, and then Cash is instantly seen in the underground entrance of the Carcer Chem factory in the following mission. Thus, the fate of the Tramp is unknown, since he is not seen or heard from again. Ultimately, he could have been killed by Starkweather, or, going by his little-known past, the man may have been taken, with plans to use him in another movie.
It looks like this goes all the way to the top. I can't trust anyone, least of all the police, and time's running out. I've got to get the one piece of evidence that will expose Starkweather without a shadow of a doubt. Footage and testimony of a man who was executed by the state 5 hours ago.
The journalist is a protagonist in Rockstar games Manhunt. She's a young reporter who has been researching Starkweather's activity for some time, and hinted that Starkweather is now onto her. It is unknown how, but the journalist discovered that Cash's execution was fake in order for him to be used in another one of Starkweather's snuff films. After watching Cash's execution, she began searching for clues of his location, intending to have him as a witness to accuse Starkweather.
I'm a reporter! I was at your execution!
Keep talking.
I've been following Starkweather's little operation for months.
Who's Starkweather?
The guy that's been talking you through this whole circus of death?
Mysteriously, the journalist did discover Cash's location after he was captured by Ramirez and the War Dogs. Then she courageously headed there in a red ballistic compact and rescued him. Later, the duo headed to the journalist's apartment to pick up the evidence. Before they reach the building itself, the street is surrounded by corrupt officers from Carcer City Police Department, determined to kill her and Cash.
Pull over here.
But it's another block or two to my apartment!
Just shut up and stick with me if you want to stay alive.
If you hear me scream, you better come back for me, okay?
Cash kills all the patrolling officers before leading the journalist back to her apartment, and finally, the locked room, where she hid all the evidence.
Everything I need is in that box under the table.
Good. Take it and get out of town.
But you're not coming with me?
I'm going to deal with Starkweather personally. Thank him for my second chance. You're my backup if I don't make it. Have a nice life.
At the same time Cash is making his way to Starkweather's mansion, the journalist manages to accuse Starkweather with her evidence. However, Starkweather negates the accusations.
But Mr. Starkweather refuses to comment on these allegations. At this point, it is unclear as to whether or not he will ever be allowed to direct again. This is...
After Starkweather was killed, the evidence found on his estate exposed the corruption of Carcer City Police. She is last seen on a TV broadcast, doing a news bulletin about Starkweather being found dead, alongside security personnel, thus discovering the snuff film ring.
Acclaimed movie maker Lionel Starkweather has been found dead today, along with several of his bodyguards, at his estate at the Wapona Hills residential district. In what investigators are calling a bloody vendetta, an unknown assailant infiltrated the compound, killing Starkweather, but more interestingly, leading police to the site of a snuff film ring being run from the estate's confines. Linked to this ring is Carcer City's own police chief, Gary Schaefer, whose lawyer stated that he intends to plead not guilty.
A bonus sound file of an audio transcript from the Manhunt website revealed that the aftermath has put her in a state of mental paranoia, unable to cope with witnessing so much violence, and the whole concept of people willingly participating in such a depraved sport for the amusement of others. She mentions that she has post-traumatic stress disorder, or at least thinks she does. She's being interviewed in a mental hospital by a doctor, who says the journalist was found wandering the streets in tears with a knife in her hand. She blindly believed the doctor as part of a conspiracy to somewhat keep her quiet, and refused the doctor's suggestion to sedate her as part of the treatment. It's also mentioned that she's suffering from insomnia. During this interview, she actually reveals some information about herself. At the time of Manhunt, she had worked at a television station for 3 years, then a radio station for 2 years before that. She also mentions that both of her parents are dead.
How are you feeling?
Leave me alone, please.
This is part of your treatment.
My treatment? Really? Good.
Yes. The treatment, you know that.
It seems to be doing me a lot of good. You guys certainly know about right and wrong. Thanks.
You ever want to go back to work?
Yes, I really want to go back to work. Find out some more lies. Are you kidding me, you moron? Go back to work? You've spoken to me. You know what happened.
You had a breakdown.
Yes, of course I had a breakdown. I got very scared. You know what I saw. How the hell would that make you feel? Patronizing idiot. You think you can get out of bed after you've seen that?
We all saw it on the television. You broke the story. Why does it make you so angry?
Yeah, you saw it on television. I saw it. There's a difference. I saw him, you idiot. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't hurt anyone. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Are you feeling any calmer?
I feel just great, thanks.
You're full of hostility. Have you been sleeping?
No, not really. I don't trust what's going to happen. Who's paying you to do this? Why are you doing this?
It's my job. Answer the questions, please. It's part of your treatment. How long were you working for the TV station?
3 years. And 2 years at a local station in the South before that. Look, there is nothing wrong with me. Nothing at all. I am fine. Completely normal. I just can't forget about what I saw. About the prison. You know, we've been over this several times before. About the fact that the government is a lie. How does that happen, Mr. State-Run Flight Deck Doctor? How does that work? Tell me that, and I'll tell you what's wrong with me. You bastard, you liar, you pathetic yes man. Answer me that!
Do you think you need sedating?
No, I don't need sedating. Don't threaten me with that crap. You know that's crap. That's your weapon, isn't it? Threaten the patient till they tell you what you want to hear. If you call yourself a doctor, you're a witch doctor for a bunch of liars. How do you sleep at night?
We're not talking about me. Tell me about your parents.
My parents? Screw my parents. My parents are dead, and that's very sad, but I ain't here because of that. You know that. I'm here because it's a lie. The police, the state, the mayor, all of that crap. It's a lie, and you know it, and you still do this. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Why not?
Let me see. Oh yeah, because you're using it to keep me in here? Because we've been over it 1,000 times? Because you know what I think about it? I can't go back to work. I don't sleep anymore. I'm locked up in a madhouse. My career is screwed. I will have nightmares for the rest of my life. I used to think I was a hard reporter, some real tough bitch or something, and now I'm scared of the dark. And I didn't do anything wrong. Not a thing. What did I do wrong to suffer this much?
Life isn't like that, I'm afraid. Do you not think you're improving?
Can I go home if I say yes?
Unfortunately, that's not my decision. I can only make recommendations. Dependent upon your response to these sessions. You understand I merely make objective recommendations. based on whether I think you're a risk to yourself or to others. To society.
Society? What the hell is society? What is it? Play by the rules? Let me tell you the rules. The rules are these. I've seen people kill people. Men hack each other to death so some rich asshole can film it. Is that society? Is it? Is that who you're protecting from me? Look at me. Look up from that clipboard, you bastard, you dwarf, you awful little creep. Is that society? Are the police society? Is prison part of this wonderful society? What about the mental health system? People released without anyone signing the forms, but somehow I ain't one of them, because no one wants me for some film. At least they didn't. Or worse, other people the system your society had looked after and was protecting us from? Well, it didn't protect me.
Do you feel you're making any progress?
No, I don't need to make any progress. I'm not ill like that. I just saw a dead man. Yeah, very funny, I know. I saw a dead man and I'm not ill, but you know it's true.
You were found walking the streets a couple weeks after you filed that report. In tears, with a knife. That sounds pretty ill to me.
Yes, I posted the story and then I couldn't sleep. I thought I could deal with things. You know this crap. Does it surprise you? Even I could diagnose what's wrong with me. Post-traumatic stress, or whatever the hell you call it. And let's be straight about it. I did experience trauma. Not trauma like my cat died, or I'm a fat girl, or any of that shit. I saw a man get killed by the state. A guy get killed by the state with a priest and prison guys, and in the chair. I was behind the glass. I saw him die. Then I spoke to him. To Cash.
Did you? But no one else saw Cash or spoke to him.
So I'm a liar now. I'm a liar? What about the police? What about the prison system? What about it? What about Starkweather? You know that's true. I had a known killer in my car. A guy I saw killed, and I was speaking to him, threatened by him, and he was dead. Your friends, the government, they killed him. How are you supposed to move on or deal with or express your feelings or any of that crap about that? Huh? How? Tell me, and I'll do it. Or let me the hell out of here, you little moron. You've been no help. You make it all a lot worse. You know, he was dead. He was executed. I saw it, and he was in my car alive. I am not a freaking wacko, you prick. You know I'm not. So, why are you...
James Earl Cash, found guilty and sentenced to death, has been on death row for the past 3 years and was executed last night.
James Earl Cash was freed from death row and in return must participate in a snuff film directed by Lionel Starkweather.
Hey, tough guy, wake up. You're not dead. Well, not yet, anyway.
It would appear that Starkweather chose his candidate well, as Cash displays no outward emotion or regret while butchering his pursuers, and is no stranger to violence. Cash is shown to be very capable of making sure his enemies are dead, and his executions are nothing short of brutal. Cash remains rather emotionless and completely fearless throughout most of the storyline. However, he does display some sympathy for his kidnapped family members during one scene, and is furious when he sees them killed.
Where were your family when you were facing your final moments in the chamber anyway? You've left your old life, your old self behind. I'm all the family you need now.
Cash is an extraordinarily dangerous individual, capable of inflicting fatal injuries using the most simple objects, such as a plastic bag. Sometime before 1992, Cash was wanted by the San Andreas Police Department, which is likely what caused him to abandon his family. It's indicated that he was part of an organized crime ring, assumed to be either an enforcer or a hitman, due to the fact that only murder would give him the death penalty. Indeed, Cash was already a proficient and highly experienced killer before the events of the game. During his career as a criminal, Cash has been evading the law for a decade, until the year 2000, when he was finally caught in Carcer City and locked away at the Darkwoods Penitentiary. It is here where Cash is sentenced to death, with its execution being 3 years later. The day of his execution, Cash is given a lethal injection, and everyone believes him to be dead. However, he wakes up inside the closed-down coffee and donut store in Carcer Mark, to find he was only sedated due to the work of Lionel Starkweather, who had bribed the prison officials.
Hey, tough guy, wake up. You're not dead. Well, not yet, anyway. You're getting a second chance. Another throw of the dice. As far as the world is concerned, you died back in the chamber. Justice was served. James Earl Cash is rotting in hell. Hey, get a grip and calm down. You're probably suffering from shock, and I'm here to help. Pick up the ears. Put it on. Go on. That's better. Now only you can hear me, and that's the way you're gonna want it, because I'm your only way out of here. Hey, easy, look. You've had an unexpected reprieve. Do exactly as I say, and I promise this will be over before the night is out.
Cash is then forced to participate in one of the director's snuff films in exchange for his freedom. Cash has no trouble in killing a gang called the Hoods as he plows through their turf, brutally killing them off until he is led to believe that he has finished his work. However, he is then ambushed by the Cerberus, who are on Starkweather's payroll, and transported to another location.
Get ready, boys. He's coming.
He is then dropped off by Cerberus at Denton's junkyard, where he must kill a gang of white supremacists called the Skins.
So I lied. We haven't quite wrapped this gig up. But hey, you're having fun, right? There's a double gate that leads on through to our next location. Find it.
Cash kills them all as he makes his way through the location, using a crane to clear the path ahead, and reaches the exit. He is once again subdued and picked up by Cerberus, before being driven off to the next location. Next, Cash faces off against a gang of war veterans, known as the War Dogs, at the Carcer City Zoo, until he learns they have his family hostage. He manages to save at least one member, depending on the player, and kills all the remaining War Dogs.
Hold up, Cash. You and your family weren't exactly close, am I right? It's just that I thought it would be nice to have a surprise reunion. But these war dogs didn't see it my way, and they've taken matters into their own hands. They're using them as bait, Cash. Bait. I know. I can hardly believe it myself. Each time they spot you, these war dogs are going to execute one of your beloved family.
Now Cash arrives at the mall. The director has arranged a special screening for him. He must find a tape and a video camera in the Carcer City Mall, while fighting off a gang called the Innocents.
So, how are we doing, Cash? Enjoying it so far? I thought you could do with a little R&R, so I've arranged a special screening. Just for you. It's work in progress, but I think you'll appreciate it. I've hidden the tape and a video camera in the mall. Find them.
Once all of the gang members are dead, Cash watches the tape, which turns out to be footage of his remaining family members being murdered by an innocent with a machete.
Where were your family when you were facing your final moments in the chamber anyway? You've left your old life, your old self behind. I'm all the family you need now. You look lonely, so I got you some company.
Cash then found himself on the mean streets of East Los Albos and was teamed up with the drunken hobo.
Well, what do you think of your new friend? You look good together, Cash. Really, you do. I'll only open any gates if he's with you, alive and well. Now, get going. Entertain me.
Starkweather instructs him to escort the Tramp to a cemetery, while slaughtering more innocents along the way. He is then forced to clear out the remaining innocents at the Carcer Chem factory, and after succeeding, tries to make a run for it, but is caught once again by Cerberus.
What the fuck? Get to bed. Now. You heard the man.
Cash is then dragged back into the Darkwoods Penitentiary to face his former fellow inmates, who have taken over the asylum and called themselves the Smileys.
Right here. Drop him.
Cash makes his way through the asylum, killing all of them, until coming across the White Rabbit, who he is instructed to follow.
You're my big, ugly Alice, so go on. Follow the White Rabbit.
The rabbit leads Cash into many traps where he's attacked by the Smileys, until he enters a room full of them, all heavily armed.
You made it! Oh dear, you see, you didn't make it after all!
What can I say? You are a good leading man. The audience will love you. Don't expect any royalty checks where you're going.
This is the point where Starkweather plans to have him killed. However, through sheer skill or bloodlust, Cash manages to stay alive and slaughters the remaining Smileys. Some of the Cerberus even assigned to finish him off if the Smileys failed. And finally, even the White Rabbit, who led him into the ambush.
This wasn't the demon!
After this, Cash finally manages to escape from Cerberus and escapes the prison. Now Cash is on the run from Starkweather, who sends Ramirez out to capture him, which he does.
You think you're tough? Think you're tough? I'll rip your fucking head off! Don't wanna play anymore? You like hide and seek? You like hide and fucking seek? Well, we're coming for you, asshole. What's the matter, little boy? Ready or not? It's our turn now. Run! Run!
Cash is placed in a fenced-out yard outside the War Dog's apartment for the War Dogs to hunt him down. Cash kills him and enters the apartment building, killing all the War Dogs and Ramirez in the process. After killing Ramirez, Cash escapes the location by running through the door. While running away from the remaining War Dogs, Cash is picked up by the journalist, and he helps her by escorting the woman to her apartment in Central to gather evidence to bring down Starkweather.
Get in, you idiot! Get in!
Pull over! Pull over! Who are you? I've seen your face before.
Get off of me! I'm a reporter! I was at your execution!
Keep talking.
I've been following Starkweather's operation for months.
Who's Starkweather?
The guy that's been talking you through this whole circus of death?
Look, I've got all I need to expose that sick bastard, but he's definitely on to me now. So I have to get back to my apartment, collect my material, and get out of town before I become another one of Starkweather's extras.
You can bring him down? This Starkweather?
Absolutely. This is gonna make my career.
Okay, let's go.
Huh?
To your apartment. Drive!
Along the way, he kills multiple CCPD officers who have filled the area following orders from corrupt police chief Gary Schaefer to kill them both. He himself given his orders from the director.
We've lost.
What? Are you fucking...
Oh, shut up and get some of your boys to take care of it. Don't file the arrest report. Don't kill him either. Send both to me.
Hey, remember who you're talking to, you son.
Listen, you fuck. It's your job to clean up this city's mess. That's what you get paid for.
Shit.
Okay, pull over here.
But it's another block or two to my apartment.
Just shut up and stick with me if you want to stay alive.
After collecting all the evidence the journalist needed, Cash instructs the journalist to get out of town.
Everything I need is in that box under the table.
Good. Take it and get out of town.
But you're not coming with me?
I'm going to deal with Starkweather personally. Thank him for my second chance. You're my backup if I don't make it. Have a nice life.
He decides to head to Starkweather's estate via the subway, making it all the way to the Stockyard train yard, where he is cornered by a SWAT team. However, a squad of Cerberus kill the SWAT and capture Cash for themselves.
Put your fucking hands up! Shoot that cop killer son of a bitch!
Cash is then locked up in a garage at Starkweather's palace, but manages to break free and kills the Cerberus, including the Cerberus leader, and makes his way up to Starkweather's office.
Big
What was that? Go check it out. Maybe it is your day. Shit! What the fuck is that? Support! Repeat! Send it! Oh shit!
While Cash is heading to Starkweather's office, he is ambushed by Pigsy and must kill him. After killing Pigsy, Starkweather sends the last few members of Cerberus to take down Cash, but they are all swiftly killed. Once they are all dead, Cash successfully breaks into Starkweather's office. Shocked, Starkweather falls to the ground and quickly arms himself with a revolver, attempting to defend himself. But finally, Cash manages to kill him by slicing his stomach, exposing his guts, all the while begging for mercy. He then drives a chainsaw into his face, killing him.
Cash, I made you!
After this, the police soon show up on Starkweather's estate. They also discover the corpses of the Cerberus, Starkweather, and everyone else involved in the Snuff film ring. But by this time, Cash has already made his run and he's nowhere to be found, beating Starkweather at his own game. After the events of Manhunt, Cash went into hiding, as he was supposed to be executed. When the journalist tells the psychiatrist that Cash is still alive, the psychiatrist reveals that no one has seen him since his execution, 2 weeks before the journalist was committed to a psychiatric hospital.
Then I spoke to him, to Cash.
Did you? But no one else saw Cash or spoke to him.
So I'm a liar now. I'm a liar?
His whereabouts and current activity are completely unknown.